What's going on, y'all? This is Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game, and I welcome you to today's Fitness Friday. And today, for Fitness Friday, we actually gonna do some movement and some exercise. A lot of times, I like to come talk to you all about some things that I think you all should know, things that'll make your life easier. But this time, I want to show you all some things that can make your life easier and your body harder. Ugh. So if you're watching with me now, say hey, let me know that you're here. Make sure that you tag your folks, share out with your folks, because we are going to talk about, I'm going to show y'all 6 moves that are way better than sit-ups. All right. So we always start with water, but especially today since we're moving and grooving, drink some water, y'all. And if you catch this on replay, let me know by typing replay in the comments. So let's talk about the sit-up. I'm a fan of old school exercises and moves. They work, right? However, the sit-up ain't one of them. And I don't like the sit-up for a number of reasons. And it's crazy because they made us do them a lot in the military and the army. But I don't like them because a lot of times folks do them in a way where they are not safe for them, right? A lot of folks mess up the sit up and they don't get the effectiveness from it, and they can mess around and injure themselves, right? So let's show and talk about what some of the common mistakes that folks make when it comes to the sit ups first, right? So thing about sit up, unless your core is super strong, you typically need something to hold your feet down, right? So we put our feet up on the couch, have somebody hold our feet, whatever. So we go back for our sit up, and most people will grab the back of their head for dear life and try to pull their heads up. That is a problem. You hear it over and over again. Like, a lot of people will keep their elbows to the sky when your elbows should actually be out. And honestly, when I do sit-ups, when I used to have to do it for the military, I would barely just let my fingers touch, because once you grasp on, you are starting to pull, right? So the way it should be done, your elbows should be out, and you should just be using your core, chest, and chin up, right? That's what's supposed to be done, but that ain't what's done. Let me know if I'm wrong or right, right? Well, right and right. So I'm going to show y'all 6 things that you can do that are still going to tighten your core, make it nice and tight and strong, but you remove that strain from your neck, from your back, and a lot of them are like super easy, low impact. So if y'all ready, type ready in the comments. Let me know where y'all watching from, all right? So the first one, y'all, I'm gonna show y'all stuff that looks like you're not doing nothing, but you really are. So the first one is called the dead bug. So with this one, we're gonna do a lot with the sit-up. So of course we're gonna be on our back. But with the dead bug, I want you to just lay on your back. Your knees should be up, pointing to the sky. Your legs parallel to the floor, like what they call tabletop. You're gonna put your hands up to the sky, and you can rest your head or bring it up if you want. Personally, I like to rest my head, but it's so simple. All you're going to do is straighten one leg out about 6 inches above the ground and bring it back up. Switch, stretch it out, bring it back up. Now, if you want to, I also like to do unilateral workouts, meaning I just like to work one side at a time and like burn it out, right? But I like this exercise because, one, it looks like you're not doing anything, but you are really working those lower abs, that fupa, that a lot of people can't stand. And all you're doing is just stretching your leg out. You don't have to rock your whole body. You're not pulling anything. You are just straightening your leg out, making sure this other leg stays up and your leg is tabletop to the floor. That's it. That's all. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I feel this burn already. Just from that, like I said, you can alternate if you like that. But if you really want a good burnout, then just do one side at a time. And I would suggest, I always say, with every exercise that you do, if you're going to do it, do it. Those last 3 reps, you should be having a conversation with whatever God you have to get you through that set. Yeah. So let me know if y'all done that before. Yeah. So somebody write dead bug in the chat because that's the first one. And since we down here, let's go ahead and switch it out and flip it to show you another way you can do it. It's all about, and if you didn't notice, it's super slow and steady. What we're not going to do is rush it. So now we're going to flip over and go tabletop another way, right? This one is called the bird dog. Probably seen this one before. It's called the bird dog because it's like you're pointing like a bird dog does when they're hunting, and you bring it back. All right. Now with this, you want to make sure that your shoulders are directly above your wrists. Back is flat. You're not arching. You're not slouching. You're not doing any of that. Knees are hip width apart. You're literally in a tabletop. And you're going to stretch out your right arm and your left leg till they're both parallel to the floor and bring it back down. And this is called the static bird dog. You want to hold it for a few seconds. And if you notice, you're also working on glutes, y'all. And then you bring it back. All right. Now, if you want an extra challenge, you can take it out and then you can bring that knee in to the elbow and straighten it back out and go back down. That's if you want another extra challenge. Now, this is the thing. What I like about that exercise is that it works the entire core. A lot of times people hear core, they only think of abs and don't think about your lower back. This is the core of your body. And in order for all of this to work together, all of it got to be worked, right? So many people are like, well, what do I do for myself? What do you do for your back? And folks wonder why they have lower back problems. So a lot of folks who have lower back problems, they have weaker ab muscles, all right? So the bird dog again, we're literally tabletop. Wrists directly below shoulders, knees directly below the hips, not close, not wide, directly below. And we're stretching it out. Of course, switch. I didn't switch when I was showing, right? But then you bring it back in with all of the moves, slow and steady and controlled so that you get maximum benefit. Y'all, this bird is so good. And that's why we squeeze it so you can feel all the things. The lower back, your glutes, your hammies, and it's also activating your abs. Yeah? That's number 2. So we laid on our back, we flipped on over. We're going to drink some water in between each. Somebody type drink in the comments. We're going to get back on the back. We're going to flip around today. Keep it moving. How many of y'all doing it with me? I hope y'all doing it with me because I want you to test it out so that you can see how it feels in the process of, right? I'm trying to see comments from a distance, but I'll make sure that after I show all 6, I'll come check the comments for any questions you may have, right? Okay, so my next favorite, if y'all can't tell, I'm a fan of slow and steady. Those moves that look like you're not doing nothing, my clients can't. Ooh, I can't say that they can't stand it, but they like to use workout words when I do these. They love my slow and steady workouts. But this one is scissors. Now this is different from what we used to have to do in the military. We're doing a lot of flutter kicks. I like the scissors, and the scissors are just bringing your feet up to the sky, and you're going to drop one leg down 6 inches and bring it up. Switch and bring it up. I like this as opposed to flutter kicks because balancing, now I'm fine with it, but it can be more straining on your lower back. But when you have your legs up, this leg that's staying up is providing that support to that lower back. So that when you drop your foot, and if you notice, my foot is flexed. It's not pointed. It's flexed. The reason why I keep that foot flexed is to keep those abs activated. And we bring it back up. And you don't want it to fall to the ground. No. Now, I'll tell you this. Maybe it's not comfortable or your abs aren't strong enough yet to go down 6 inches or lower. And if you're going here, that's fine. Go how you can go at your level that challenges you, but maintains proper form. Because what you also want to make sure you're doing is keeping this top leg straight up. And if you need to,
hold it. That's fine. And switch. But the goal is to be able to keep this leg straight up, drop the other leg down, at least 6 inches or less, hovering above the ground with those feet flexed to work those abs. And then mainly, and the great thing about it is that the main part of the abs, your abs are broken into different sections, right? So this one is mainly working your lower abs, but it also activates all of the abs, mid and upper as well. All right. And you'll notice that the more you do this, because you're bringing your leg back up, you're also working those quads. So don't mind me, I'm just getting a workout here. All right, that's it. I'm done. That's number 3. Tell me which ones y'all liking so far. You tested out, so we've done the dead bug, the bird dog. Just showed y'all scissors. I'm about to flip back over. And I had to include this one because I knew that when it comes to ab work, so it's like, oh, gotta be the planks. I can't stand planks. Regular planks, that is. There are so many different types of planks. The regular plank itself is so hard on your lower back. And I know people are like, well, that's why I do it. I do the plank challenge to strengthen my core. Fam, that is painful, especially because most people, when they do it, they slouch in, right? So let's just get into it, right? Most people, when they do a plank, they're slouching, they're trying to hang in there. Or as my drill sergeant said, they soliciting people, booty do all up in the air. But for a plank, you are supposed to be like a plank of wood, flat, right? I don't like this. Like, I have a stronger core, so it doesn't bother me as much. But a lot of people, this isn't good. And I don't like the stress that it puts on the shoulders, right? Even if you're up on your hands, it can still provide a lot of stress to the wrist and to the shoulders, right? But when you do a variation of the plank, it distributes the stress that's on your joints while still activating and working the core. All right. So I'm gonna show y'all my favorite. Drink some water, y'all. Hey, is that Sean? I think that's what I see, Sean. Hey, Sean. If anybody's just joined, I'm Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game. I am your health and fitness coach who specializes in helping women over 40 lose weight without dieting or exercise for crazy amounts of time. Because we do slow, slow and steady workouts and exercises like this. So instead of doing, and we're talking about 6 moves that are way better than sit-ups to tighten your core. So when it comes to the plank, I love doing a lot of different planks. But my absolutely favorite plank is the spider plank. Now, what's that? Crystal, spider. With this one, we're going to go in the plank position. But what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee out to the side towards your elbow and bring it back in. Out and bring it back in. Now, what I want to make sure you are not doing with this one. All right, pay attention. One, again, we're not slouching. We're not soliciting. But I also don't want you to rotate your body. We're not rotating our bodies. We're keeping this body straight, just like a plank, and bringing that knee out to the side. This one works all the things. You are activating all of your core, your lower, your middle, and your upper abs, plus bringing your knee out works your obliques, and of course, balancing works that lower back. Y'all, that one is one of my favorites. And again, take your time with it. There's no rush. If you feel you have to rush through a move just to get through it, your body isn't ready for it yet. All right, take it down an intensity level so that you can build up to it. All right, what I don't want you to do is like, oh, I'm just going to do it. These are not, look, it's not meant for that. Like if you're doing that, that's more cardio than anything, like a mountain climber, right? But if you are really trying to work your abs and get them strong, get them strong. And of course, you look good too, right? But if you want them to be strong, you want to make sure that you are taking your time with each of these moves. Yeah? Let me know. Let me check these comments real quick before I give y'all the last two. The last two are some of my favorites. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, Andre from Spokane. Hey, Fred, yeah. Nobody likes sit-ups. Sit-ups are trash. All right, so for the last two. Back on the floor, of course. I started to give y'all some standing abs. But I'm like, nah, let's go and hit the floor. This one, now I like to do this one with weights. You could do it with or without weights, okay? This is called a star crunch. What does that mean? You are gonna lay on the floor. Probably like, I like this already, it looks lazy. Lay on the floor, feet out, hands out. So from above, look like a star, like a little starfish. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this right hand and we're gonna bring it to meet this left foot, right? And then bring it back down. Switch and bring it back down. Now, again, I like unilateral, but you can alternate if you want. But when you're doing this move, the main things I want you to think about, the main thing, not even things, is leading with your shoulder. That's what's using your abs. That's why I like this, because you can't grab your head and pull and strain your spine. You have to come up with that shoulder to meet that foot. All right, now again, if that's too much, if your shoulder can only come up a little bit, what I don't want you to do is round out just to make yourself reach. If you can only get so far, that's as far as you get, fine. Do that, but maintain proper form, okay? But you want to come up with that shoulder to touch that toe and bring it back down. And it is working those obliques mainly, but also working the entire ab, because anytime you do anything with lowering and raising that leg, you are really hitting that foot right there, right? Those lower abs. And because it is a crunch, you're still working the upper abs as well. All right. Like I said, I like to do this with a weight. Typically no more than about 5 pounds. So if you decide to use a weight, I don't act like this is a weight. What I want you to make sure you're doing is that you're not squeezing the weight. I just want that weight to balance in your hand. That's it. And that's just provide a little extra tension and resistance, but be mindful if your shoulders are jacked up, right? And that's why I use light weights, because when I come up, I don't want to have to like balance way too much weight and it pulls my shoulder down. I want my shoulder to be able to do what it needs to do with just a little more resistance. All right. Let me know what y'all thinking about that one. Then we're going to drink up and get to the last one. So far we've done the dead bug. Then we went to scissors. Then we went to bird dog. Then we went to the spider plank. I just showed y'all the star crunch, and I'm about to show you my last one. And I'll go back and I'll demonstrate all of them. But the last one is the Mason twist. Oh, I like this one because you can do it in so many different ways, depending on your level, your desired intensity. You get to decide how you're going to do a Mason twist, right? So the basic, there you go. Basic Mason twist, you're sitting with your feet flat on the ground, knees bent, and you're going to lean back a little bit, just a little bit. What's that? 45 degrees, somewhere around there. Clasp your hands together, just pray, whatever you want to do. And you're rotating to tap the floor on the other side, on the outside of your hips, right? So you can either stay like this, or if you want, you can add a weight, right? Tap that weight on the floor Or when you're ready, you can bring those legs up, tabletop, and do the same thing. Now, when you're down level one, right? You're down level one and you're rotating, you're really hitting those obliques, right? And the upper abs. But remember when I said, whenever you bring those legs in and raise those legs up, now you are incorporating those lower abs as well. All right. Let me know what you think. Now, this is the thing. Because you want to challenge yourself, maybe you say, well, I'm ready. I want to ramp it up because this isn't, I don't feel like I'm getting too much of a challenge. You can lean back further, right? You can do that. Or if you say, I want to travel my legs up, but that's still a challenging, it does provide like support when you cross your ankles, right? They support each other. But for that full challenge, you want those legs uncrossed. All right? Let me know. So let me know if you all have tried any of these before, if you've done these 6. Now I'm about to drink some water, and I'm going to walk you through the 6 exercises that are way better than sit-ups, because sit-ups, most people, their form is trash. They're hurting their necks. They're pulling their backs, jacking their spine up, and they're not getting the intended benefit of doing sit-ups, right? So let's go over the 6 real quick. Just in case you need a refresher, you can do the dead bug. Lay flat on your back, legs straight up, calves parallel to the floor, hands straight up, and you're going to drop one leg at a time and bring it back. The goal is to drop that leg 6 inches or less to the floor and bring it back in, taking your time to strengthen that muscle. Then, let's see. Oh, it's still on the back. Oh, no, I did flip over, didn't I? But I'm going to stay on my back this time, right? I'm going to show you the scissors, right? With the scissors, you are going to have your legs straight up in the air. Feet are flexed. And you're going to drop that leg down 6 inches or less. Bring it up. You're keeping your foot flexed to totally activate those abs, especially that lower ab area, the fupa, the pouch that most people hate, right? Now let's say we want to switch it on over. Now we're doing the opposite of the dead bug, called the bird dog. With this one, your shoulders are directly above your wrists, your hips are directly above your knees. You're going to lengthen out one arm and the opposite leg, you're going to hold. And then you're going to bring it back in. I'm going to switch sides, hold, and bring it back in. If you want to take this one up to the next level, when you bring in, you bring that elbow to that knee, straighten it back out, and then take it down. Stretch, elbow to knee, out, bring it back in. All right, so we've done dead bug, scissors, bird dog. Oh, now it's time. Oh, no, I'm out of order. I'm going the way I remember. Showing you my star crunch. Lay on your back, spread out, legs wide, hands wide. Bring that hand to the opposite toe, leading with your shoulder. Release that shoulder, drop that leg. Come up with the shoulder, touch that toe, bring it back down. The goal is to come up with your shoulder to activate those abs. And when you raise that leg and lower it, you are hitting the lower abs. All right? Then, back over to the front. Huh. You thought I'd do all to the front, all to the back. But no, I like to make you move more, right? That's how you burn more calories. All right. Next up, spider plank. We don't do basic planks around here. We don't do basic nothing. You hear me on that? So we're going to get on our elbows. Shoulders directly above the elbows. Back flat. We're going to bring that knee out towards the elbow. Bring it back. Knee out. Bring it back. We are not rotating. No sir, no ma'am. No ham, no turkey. Knees straight out to the side to work those abs. Okay. And then our last is the Mason twist. You have a number of levels. Keep your feet flat, tapping the floor. You can use a weight, or you can bring those knees up, legs parallel, your calves parallel to the floor, and tapping the floor as you twist. And there you go. You have 6 moves that are way better than sit-ups to give you a nice, tight, healthy core, strong core. This is 46, 2 kids, 8 surgeries, like 3 or 4 in the belly, and you still have tight abs. So let me know which ones you try, which ones you are finding more effective for you, right? Which ones you feel you can try, because people do have different challenges. Painful back, painful shoulders. So find what works for you so that you can have the abs that you want. Hey, Miss Cheryl. So that's it. I am out of here. Hope you enjoyed this. I am Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness Is Not a Game. And this was our Fitness Friday when we went over 6 moves that are going to save your back and really give you some nice, strong abs. So y'all be good. Take care if you're out there in the streets, because I just want you healthy. I want you happy. And I want you here. Until next time. Bye, y'all.